Welcome back to Under the Tights, powered by the one and only Heroes Comics, right here at Shaw and Highway 41 in Fresno. I'm Rash from the Morning Blaze here at 105.1 The Blaze, and there's still a lot of stuff that we can get into from Comic-Con. We're only, it was only 2-3 weeks ago. There's still a bunch of things as far as movie trailers and reveals and new information about upcoming TV shows for this fall. Lots of topics to get into, but today we're going to be talking about Deadpool 2, starring Ryan Reynolds. Will be coming out next year. 20th Century Fox released the first official screenshot, or I guess costume shot, of Josh Brolin as Cable, who's going to be starring alongside Ryan Reynolds in that movie. And I wanted to bring this up because I feel like Cable is one of these characters that really nobody, unless you're a comic book fan, is aware of. He's one of these guys that real comic nerds will like buy into and be like, yeah, Cable. But to me, I've always put him in a category with a lot of other kind of random X-Men characters. All of these guys from the future. Bishop is another one of these guys. They're just... I mean, they're cool if you're into it, but there's a reason they were never like long-term mainstay A-level superheroes. They're just really not that cool, at least to me. The background for Cable and why you're going to see him in this Deadpool movie, that's kind of cool. I mean, this makes sense. See, what happened was Cable, who originally was written into X-Men comic books, he was part of a storyline that involved the future. He's actually the son of Scott Summers, Cyclops, and Jean Grey's clone. They have a baby who becomes a mutant. His name is Nathan Summers, and then in the future he becomes the leader of the mutants in the war to save them. New Mutants, or what was it called? New Mutants? There was one more. X-Factor? I think it was X-Factor and the New Mutants is kind of the two factions that Cable ended up running. I might be off on that, but David Heroes could tell you. I know I'm pretty close. But I didn't really buy into a lot of these different storylines, and neither did a lot of other people, because see, what ended up happening was once they decided they were going to try to push Cable out as his own standalone character, Marvel, it just didn't really work that well. What ended up keeping the character alive as far as writing books is concerned was actually Deadpool, because Deadpool's extremely popular now. He wasn't really when they originally launched him. They were kind of in the same boat, these two characters were. So their standalone books weren't doing that well. In about 2004, they scrapped the idea of having either a standalone Deadpool book or a standalone Cable book, and they put them into one book called Deadpool and Cable. And that ran for about 4 years, and that ended up being very, very successful. The raw aggression that was in the books, a lot of violence in these books, and the humor that went along with them drew a lot of fans. Eventually got Deadpool another run in his own book in 2008, kind of left Cable back behind. But for that time period, these two guys ran together in the comic book world, which is why in Deadpool 2, you're seeing Cable as the sidekick character. The other reason you're seeing Cable as kind of the number 2 character in Deadpool 2 is that, quite honestly, with a lot of these movie contracts, specifically with Marvel, they're split between characters they can and can't use due to these studio contracts. 20th Century Fox only has the rights to like the X-Men and anyone they've peripherally used as a result of that contract. So your Cables, your Bishops, like anyone who's shown up in these X-Men movies, your Wolverine, that kind of stuff. So they're trying to hold on to these as best they can, whilst Disney is paying big money for all the heroes that you know about. That's why Spider-Man is now in the MCU, and they're getting, they have Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man now, like I just said, Doctor Strange, who oddly enough, I fit into this Cable category, but that's a whole other thing. I think you're going to start seeing, as far as 20th Century Fox is concerned, a lot more of these kind of B-level characters positioned as mainstream guys, even though they never really were. Not to say that if you're a Cable fan, you can't be excited. I think Josh Brolin looks pretty cool as the character, so that's cool. But I do understand there's a lot of people who don't know who he is, so that's the background. A mutant from the future, son of Cyclops. If you want to learn more about him, if you want to learn more about the time he spent running with Deadpool from 2004 to 2008, head out to Heroes Comics at Shaw and Highway 41. Dave will send you in the right direction so that you can be in the know when Deadpool 2 hits theaters next year. Thanks for listening to Under the Tights, powered by the one and only Heroes Comics at Shaw and Highway 41.